Hello student, good afternoon. Today we have to start the new topic, that is fate maps. Fate maps. The ideas that the mature egg or the early developing embryo possesses certain definite areas having different qualities, each of which contributes to the formation of a particular organic structure or several structures. Find its roots in the writing of Carl Ernst von Baer in 1828 to 1837. Some 40 years later, in 1874, Wilhelm His suggested the organ forming concept. Different types of scientists have described or studied on these fate maps. Relative to the germ layers of the chick, stating that the germ disc contains the organ, germ spreads out in a flat plate. He called this the principle of the organ forming germ regions. Langston in 1877 advanced views supporting an early segregation from the fertilized egg of zoology. Fertilized egg of already formed and individualized substance, as did Whitman, who in 1878 concluded that there is definite evidence in favor of the preformation of organ forming stuff within the eggs. A chart showing the fate of each part of any early embryo, in particular a blastula, is called a fate map. Blastula is called the fate map. Or next definition, fate map is the mapping of different regions. Fate map is the mapping of different regions in the developing stages. With respect to their future developments. Significance of Gray crescent. Significance of Gray crescent. What is the significance of Gray crescent? The first visible change that occurred just after the fertilization. In the appearance of Gray crescent, in the case of amphibian eggs, it appears just after 30 minutes of fertilization on the side of the egg opposite the point of sperm entry. It makes the polarity of the egg. In the amphibian's egg, again the first cleavage. Means cell division takes place. Plane always passes through the holes, but may pass through any part of the Gray crescent. or miss it completely that the gray crescent is necessary. Gray crescent is necessary for normal amphibians development is apparent from the result obtained when the egg is surgically separated into the blastoderm resulting from the first cleavage. This is the gray crescent top view, side view, first cleavage and complete embryos. Next, when the first cleavage plane bisects the gray crescent into two equal parts, each of the first two blastomeres contains one half of the gray crescent. If the blastomeres are separated and isolated, they develop into entire embryo. On the other hand, if the same experiment is performed on an egg in which the gray crescent is not divided and remains only in one blastomere, the other being without gray crescent, the blastomere having the gray crescent will develop into an entire embryo, while the other devoid of gray crescent form a simple sac of ectoderm containing endoderm. Ectoderm is outer covering, endoderm is inner, or belly piece. Similar result can be produced by surgical removal of the gray crescent from the entire egg when the crescent is excised from fertilized eggs. Cleavage proceeds but gastrulation does not occur. Since the physiological activity of the gray crescent resides in the cortex of the egg, in the gray crescent region, it can be suggested that factors necessary for gastrulation and the development of a normal embryo are localized in the cell cortex in or around the gray crescent. It is clear that even one half of the gray crescent contains enough of such factors to support development of an axis. Gray crescent contains enough of such factors to support development of an axis. Methods of preparation of fate maps. Fate map means diagrammatically. The fate maps of different types of animal blastuli have been constructed by the following methods. Construction of fate maps by natural marking, natural marking. The cytoplasm of fertilized eggs, cytoplasm of fertilized eggs of some animals, such as some Ascidians, example Siona, Styla, Cynthia persista, has natural color differences in its various regions. For example, on the basis of pigmented differentiation, 4 general regions may be distinguished in the egg cytoplasm of Styla persita, an upper hemisphere of light protoplasm, a yellow crescent posteroventrally, a grey crescent anterodorsally, and a vegetative area of dark grey yolky substance because of the natural differences in pigmentation. The developmental fate of these regions has been worked out with considerable precision, knowing that these developmental prospects are, we may then view the areas as the components of map of prospective organ regions. Accordingly, the upper clear plasma represents prospective epidermal ectoderm. Upper clear plasma represents the prospective epidermal ectoderm. The yellow crescent is prospective mesoderm. Dark grey yolky plasm is prospective endoderm, and grey crescent is prospective neural ectoderm and notochord. Second number, this is the first number, construction of fat map by natural marking. Second number of fat maps, construction of fat maps by artificial marking. First is the natural marking actually. Construction of fat maps by the natural marking, and this is second number, construction of fat maps by the artificial marking. First is natural marking, second is artificially marking. Often natural pigments differentiation of oplasm of the eggs of Ascidians and amphibians is not well marked and presents ambiguity in determining the fate of various blastomeres of the blastula. So in them some artificial marking methods have been used to construct the fat maps. Number 1, vital dye method in artificial method fat map. First is vital dye method, DYE dye. Oat made series, OVOGT, Oat made series of studies which involve the staining of different parts of the amphibian blastula with vital dyes and published in results in 1925 and 1929. This method consists in soaking a piece of agar in a vital dye and then applying the piece of agar to the surface of the embryo in the necessary position. The dye diffuses from the agar to the cells of the embryo to which the agar has been applied. Thus, the cells takes up sufficient dye to produce a stain on the surface of the embryo. This marking does not require vitelline membrane. To be removed since the dye is permeable to it. The presence of the stain does not change the normal development of the embryo. It has been established that the vital dye remains restricted to the cells which had originally taken up the dye and to their descendants. In this way, the fate of many parts of the early embryo may be worked out. Cellophane can also be used as a stain carrier instead of agar. As a matter of fact, it is actually a more convenient one. Figure shows the application of vital staining techniques to the gray crescent when the dorsal of the blastopore develops. The location of stain shows that the gray crescent of the egg gives rise to the dorsal lips of the blastopore of an early gastrula. When gastrula develops into an embryo, the stained gray crescent material are located in the head endoderm of the archenteron. Okay, thank you. Remaining part we will continue in the next period.